Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very, very special video for me. Um, I'm introducing my brand new Fakemon region, or brand new to everybody else. This has been a journey of almost 6 years of creation for me that started with a simple what if question. And I am so happy to finally be ready to share what I've done with so many people, whether this be even one person clicking on this video or many, many more. I'm so thankful to be able to finally share this with you. So without further ado, I want to welcome you to the Halzari region. The Halzari region, like I said, has been a long time coming for me. This has been a process of nearly 5 to 6 years. It started with a bunch of friends on a couch asking each other, well, what kind of gym leader would you be? What kind of gym leader would you be? And then it went even further with a very close friend of mine who I bounce a lot of story ideas off of. We just kept going on what if questions to tell a story with Pokemon. We both really wanted a really in-depth Pokemon story that we didn't feel we ever got. And this all started with wanting to tell a story from those ideas and those moments of friendship, and that means a great deal to me. The basis for my region is the good old US of A, my dear homeland. Even though it can be frustrating at times, the US is a perfect candidate for a Pokemon region. The region I have designed would be by far the most extensive and largest region in Pokemon history, especially if ever made into a game. One that really hits the themes of access in the United States very, very well. And although I believe the Unova region did a great job representing New York, I think there's so much more to scratch, and it just barely scratched the surface of what the U.S. can offer as a region. A personal note, I'm a national parks lover. My wife and I go to as many national parks as we possibly can. And that was really another inspiration in designing this region, is how varied our country is. From the swamps of the Everglades to the Rocky Mountains to the Great Plains of the Midwest to the deserts of the Southwest, to redwood forests on the West Coast, the last frontier of Alaska, the cold of the North, the warmth of the South, and so many different aspects in between, and a cultural melting pot that really cannot be topped. The US has so many different things to give to a Pokemon region and a story. But before I get into stories, I gotta give you some starters. So I'd like to show you the first Pokemon of the Halzari region, number 1 in the Halzari Pokedex, our grass starter, Turfalo. Turfalo, like all of my starters, is based off of a state animal of some kind. Turfalo is based off a buffalo or a bison and really captures the spirit of that American West, the fable of the bison or the buffalo, and those, the majesty of those creatures. I don't know how majestic Turfalo could be, but I hope it gives a great basis for that. Turfalo is something of a very fun character for me to design, with a very wondrous green collar, much like a wreath that you would find during the holiday times of a celebration. No different than when we celebrate those great American icons as the buffalo or the bison, and westward expansion. So that was something I really want to hit on as I was designing. As we go to its Pokedex entry, Turfalo is the meadow grazing Pokemon. Grass type starter, Turfalo grazes on long, stretching meadows throughout the region. Its calm demeanor makes it ideal for beginner trainers. One thing I wanted to unify was how well grass starters typically, there are a few exceptions, typically are phenomenal candidates to start your Pokemon journey. They're inviting, and they present a very welcoming challenge versus a very large headache with some other starters can do. And I really wanted to capture that, and I wanted to capture the spirit of the iconic bison out in the West as I was doing this. with that calm demeanor of a grass Pokemon, which I think Turfalo hits. Um, it's a very fun and unique thing to design something that 95% of the time the basis for the Pokemon, and no different than the Pokemon itself in game would be, is grazing, eating grass, relying on that relationship in nature. But it does have those horns, and if it really feels the need to, it will come after you if it is attacked, which Turfalo could do. So it's a very fun Pokemon design for myself, and it really hits a great American icon as we're doing that. That's only starter number 1. How about starter number 2? Into my fire starter, Cardamber. Cardamber is based off of a cardinal, which is a state bird for a vast majority, it seems, of the states throughout the country. I really enjoy the ideas behind cardinals, as they're so common that we almost forget about them a lot. But how unique and special they are, with such a piercing red coat of feathers. Ironically enough, there's literally a cardinal right outside my window as I am doing this. I am not kidding you. Sorry, that just distracted me because it was so well timed. And it kind of goes into another theme for me that I wanted to hit with cardinals. Like I said, this has been a really personal journey for me. While I was just starting to formulate the ideas that I wanted to put into this region, my father-in-law passed away. And one thing that my mother-in-law and other family members talked about a lot during that time was they kept seeing cardinals after he passed. And I really want to hit that theme of whether you really believe into something like that or not. The ideas of a cardinal being a loved one visiting you after they can't visit you in the flesh anymore, I thought was a very unique and interesting concept. And it also worked really well with some of the stories I wanted to tell and some of the themes I have of the balance between life and death and how special that really is. And another thing that I'm going towards will hit really well with the Pokedex entry. Cardamber is the Clutching Flame Pokemon. It is number 4 in the Halzari Pokedex. Cardamber and their evolutionary line are bred near a flame-resistant tree native to the Halzari region. They clutch a leaf from that tree species throughout their lifespan. Now, from a design aspect, I loved the pop of color and the difference and the variance that green and those green shades brought to a fire starter, which is something you don't see not only in a fire starter but really in any fire Pokemon for the most part, is that very unique color variance, which I thought was so cool and unique. But also, playing with those ideas of life and death and a story that has such a balance of a relationship of nature, a relationship of industry, to who we are as people and how that affects our daily lives, plus the angles of how we live and eventually how we pass on. Clutching to something was a very unique concept to something so wild as fire, which is something I really wanted to touch on. And you'll see as it grows how important that leaf really is to Cardamber and its evolutionary line, and it's something I'm very excited for you guys to see. But we got one more friend to introduce today, and it's our water starter. And its name is Delphin. Delphin is my water starter. Obviously, the basis is a dolphin, state animal of Florida. Dolphins to me are still very unique for Pokemon because it's only been done once or twice, I guess. I was so, the creator in me was so bummed to see Finizen and the first dolphin Pokemon, because I really thought I was going to have something unique and different to my region. But I still think Delphin has a story to tell that's super unique and different than Finizen and Palafin. However, the competitor in me was like, they beat me to it by just a couple months. But a very, very unique Pokemon indeed will be Delphin. Something to deal with, something to explore ideas that all 3 starters will. But its Pokedex entry, Delphin is the Wave Crest Pokemon, number 7 in the Halzari Pokedex. Delphin are a friendly breed of Pokemon. They travel in pods following their singular, fully evolved leader. Pods of Delphin are common along Halzari's coasts. With Delphin, I wanted to explore this idea of where you go from, and the ideas of growth where you go in groups and you eventually become a singular human being of your own person, your own volition, which I thought could be a very unique idea and concept to explore. Like I said, the dolphin angle, it flabbergasted me that it took until 2022 to get a dolphin Pokemon. That made no sense to me. So I had to go that route while doing something with my water starter. I thought water starter, it was perfect. But that the three of them all hit, all three of my starters hit on themes together that I think are very fun for my story to tell, but also just unique from a design standpoint. So here's your three starters of the Halzari region: Turfalo, Cardinburr, and Delphin. As you continue to see more content get pushed out and more of the Halzari region unveiled, you'll see the themes that all three of them hit on. One was definitely, I wanted to see land, sea and sky all represented through the starters. I thought that was a unique concept. But also, I wanted to see something that, as I said, my basis for the physical region was the United States, but I thought that gave me a lot of depth for story. All three of these, as they evolve, will touch on themes of freedom. And what does freedom really mean? It's such a core concept to not only our pop culture, but our cultural discourse in the United States. Our political discourse is dominated by that idea. So I thought it'd be really fun to showcase that through the designs of these three starters. And it's something that as we move forward together, you'll get to see, hopefully, really well done throughout the designs. But those are the three traditional starters of Halzari. Now, I use that word traditional because I may or may not have a few more starters for you to see, but that's for down the road. A little tease there. And speaking of teases, here's a little tease for the big story I want to tell you. So hopefully that, Rainbow Dashed Wing there gives a nod to a Pokemon that's very near and dear to my heart and very important to the story that I'm trying to tell. I have so many stories to tell, and it is one massive story I'm trying to tell in general with this region that may not even be tied to just one region, but we'll see. So I wanted to give you that tease to show you a little bit of a legend that's a basis for a large portion of the Halzari region's story. But beyond just that, there's so many more things to tell. Themes of America don't just end with freedom. We're a land of excess, and honest people know that. So we have an excess of land to show in this region. By far, this will be the biggest region I've ever seen designed for a Pokemon game. It's by far, not by far, but it will be, if plans continue, the largest Pokedex of any of existing Pokedexes of the franchise. And something I really wanted to hit on because I thought themes of American excess would work really well for an excessive Pokedex. Tremendous legendaries and more what-if questions will be answered as we go through that story. To give you something just a hair bit more tangible, I want to leave you this, and fans of the old anime, you may appreciate this one. Next time, in the Halzari region, I want you to ask, who's that Pokemon? I will introduce this Pokemon and possibly a few of its evolutions in my next video about the Halzari region. But that's just a little bit of a tease of so much more that is coming your way with this region. So like I said, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot. Like I said, this is a journey that's been over half a decade for me of a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of frustration, but a lot of personal growth and care. And so much love was put into this region. I'm so thankful I get to share it with you now. So thank you so much for watching this video. The only thing I ask of you, if you could, please like, subscribe to the channel, follow me throughout all the accounts that I have to share this region. The whole reason I made this channel was to share this content with you of the Halzari region because it means so much to me. So please, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, even TikTok now. I've joined the TikTok Gen Z army. It's all to share this content with you. So please like, follow, subscribe, comment as much as possible. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. I'm open to criticism and I want to hear it. More so, I want to just share this with you. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you next time on the channel. And there's so much more of the Halzari region to show you. With that being said, I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.